In this video, we'll look at the Casio G-SHOCK 5000HS-1ER, which is my first ever Casio G-SHOCK, and not a bad one, made in Japan. Awesome design, negative display. I will first tell you why I chose this particular model. Then we'll talk a little bit about the specs of this model. After this, the pros and cons. I don't have this watch for so long, but I will share with you my first 3 pros and cons. After this, we'll look at the 3495 module inside and the functions of this particular watch. And finally, I will tell you if you should buy it or wait for another one, or go maybe with the 5000U or just the 5610s. So let's dive in. Why I chose this particular model as my first ever Casio and my first ever G-SHOCK? Well, I was not so much a watch guy. I had this Seiko SNK 803 mechanical watch, quite a cheap one, now maybe a little more expensive, but I had this for about 8 years on my wrist, and it's awesome. I'm keeping it, of course, I'm still using it occasionally, but I was searching for a bulletproof watch that I could wear every time, and when I go to the swimming pool, for example, I remove this one because it's leather bracelet and it's only water resistant but no rating. So yeah, it's not a bulletproof watch, but still 8 years later and it's in perfect condition, the movement works perfectly. So I wanted a bulletproof watch, I wanted a watch where I don't care about the battery, I wanted a watch where I don't care about water, and so I looked it up on the internet. I landed on the Reddit G-SHOCK. Don't know why. I saw this model and the 5610s, and then I became a little bit addict, like a lot of people watching maybe this video, about G-SHOCK and the story and so on. So I began with the GW-5000, and then I saw this heritage line models, I saw the 5000U, I saw the 5610s like I said, and this one with a negative display looked awesome. It was available on Amazon, so I was like, yeah, why not? I was holding myself, and then I saw only one left on Amazon. I said, I need it. Made in Japan, TOF solar, multi-band 6, negative display. We'll talk about it later in the pros and cons part of this video. But yeah, it looks pretty awesome. So first G-SHOCK, I think it will not be the last, but for now we're talking about this one, the 5000HS1. Why did I went for this 5000HS1 rather than the 5610s or the 5000U? Because for the 5610s, I saw that this was made in Japan, and I saw that the build quality was a little bit better. So made in Japan right here. I said it's my first G-SHOCK, I want something like the best it can be for not so much money. So I had enough for this model, I went with the Japan-made model. And then why the 5000HS and not the 5000U? And I had a used occasion to buy a 5000U for cheaper than this one, but I heard about the bracelet. It seems to be a little better on this model. It's a bio resin, whereas the 5000U, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but this is the standard resin, urethane. This is the standard urethane resin for the case, and then this, the bracelet on this model is a little bit more soft, and it's more like this, whereas on the U is the same urethane for the band. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. So with all this and the negative display, I was like, let's go. I heard a lot of things about this negative display, but it's awesome. It's true that it's less readable than the standard display, but still it's pretty readable and I really like it. Now quickly talking about the specs. So first of all, you see it's a G-SHOCK Casio, of course, negative display. Like I said, it depends, can be a good or bad thing. I love the look and a lot of people love the look. You can see there is a brick pattern on the display, which is super nice looking. All the things are written in black and white. You have no red or shock resist in red. Then you have the band, like I said, it's bio resin. This is urethane. It's a screwed back, so it's only one piece that is screwed like this on the back, which is part of the improvement on this compared to the 5610s. You can see it's made in Japan, in the original factory. It's written GW-5000HS. It's the 3495 module that we will see the function right after. And since it's a G-SHOCK, it's resistant to 20 bar, no problem at all on this. You can tell it's made in Japan because it's also written Casio Japan on the band. That's what you can see, but what you cannot see is if you remove the case, I will not do it right here, but if you remove the 4 screws on each side, you can remove the case, and below it's a stainless steel case, which is more durable than the standard resin on the 5610s. Then on the spec part, if I close a little bit the light, it's an LED. You can see the little bleeding on the side here. Then what's more, on the spec parts, you have multiband 6, which means that the hour is radio piloted, which means that it's always at the right time, atomic time, with 6 towers. This is why it's called band 6. 6 towers around the world. Sorry for Australian, I think they don't have it, and maybe some other countries. Then it's tough solar, which means that all around here is solar cells and they pick up the light, and the level is right here. You can see the line here, which means it's on high. I have high battery, M is medium and L is low. So I think that's pretty much it for the spec part. I think we will go to the pros and cons part. Let's talk about the pros and cons of this watch. 3 pros, 3 cons. We'll begin with the cons as always. The first con for me is the negative display. It's not a con for everyone, but not everyone will love this negative display. The style is awesome, it's really good, but the readability is not perfect. If you want readability, maybe you should go with the normal display, and so with the 5007 or the 5000U. But if you like style and you don't care so much about readability, and still very readable, it's just that it's not perfect. And the hardest situation for this watch, I think, is when it's a little bit dark but not fully dark, so that the LED doesn't trigger itself. So low light is not the best for this watch, and maybe it will be more readable with standard display. Then the second con for me coming from this watch is I think there is a lot of reflections. I had no issue with this, and you can see some reflections here, but maybe it's because it's a standard watch with some needles, but I can read in every position and I don't have so much of reflection. Here you can see a little bit the light, but that's it. And here on this one, of course, you can also see the light, but I see a lot more reflection, and here you can see my filming gear, and here you cannot see anything. So yeah, these mirror-like reflections I don't really like. Like here you can even see my window, whereas here you cannot see a thing, just the light here. I didn't know about this little trouble, and I don't really like this particular thing, and it doesn't help with the readability of the watch. And then the last con for me, but don't worry, there are also a lot of pros. The last con for me is it's heavier than the 5610s, so it's about 74 grams, and the 5610s are 52 grams, I think, because the main reason is the case just below this, below the resin, and the case on the 5610s are resin, the same, less durable, but still very durable, and this is stainless steel, which is a little bit heavier, so that's why. And then going to the pros, so don't worry, there are also a lot of pros and I really like it. I will not return it or whatever to Amazon. So the pros, it looks sick, at least for me. So I really like the look of it. The negative display, yeah, we talked about the problems with it, but I think it looks super nice. Of course, like a lot of G-SHOCK fans, we would like a square with an MIP display, but we don't have it, or just one I think, but it's more fitness oriented. And this is more for the heritage, you know, you have the same screen as the first one. Then the second pro for me is the bioresin on the band, so I really like it. It feels very smooth, very nice, and on you it feels perfect, so I really like this band. But of course you can swap it with another one, and maybe I will do later in the future to customize, but I hope that I will find other colors or other type of bands in the same bioresin. Then the final pro for me is the 3495 module. I think it has all the functions that I need in a watch like this. That's the perfect transition because we will see all the functions in the next part of this video. The only thing is that it doesn't have Bluetooth, but I don't really care about Bluetooth since you have the perfect timing with multiband 6 and that's already enough. Now let's talk a little bit about the functions of this module. I hope the focus is right. I tried my best, if not perfect, sorry. You have here, first of all, we'll talk about what's written on screen. You have here the Casio brand, you have the multiband 6, which is, like I said, the 6 towers around the world that help you have the right time, split reset for the button on the left side, set minus and the light for this button right here, then the set plus for this button, then the mode for this button, the adjust for this button. Then you have snooze, alarm and sig. So snooze is the alarm that goes on and then 5 minutes later it goes on for 10 seconds I think, then 5 minutes later it goes on again. Then the alarm is a standard alarm that goes on one time, and the stick is the little beep every hour. This is the battery, so based on the TOF solar, which means it has solar cells all around and you don't have to charge or to change the battery, at least not until maybe 15 years or something like that. Here it's an H, which means high level of battery, MEMS is medium and L is low. We also have water resist 20 bar, and we have the receiving start stop button for the stopwatch also here. This one, so 4 buttons all around, you can see right here. They are a little bit hard to press, but when you get used to them, they are pretty nice. On screen, what we see the time, of course, so radio controlled, the hour, minutes, second. Then we have PS for power savings. Power saving modes means if you are in a dark room, for example at night, and you don't use it, then it will go blank and save a little bit of battery. ME, sorry for that, is mercredi in French, because if you didn't notice yet, I'm French. 6/8, of course, the date, the 6th of August. DST is day saving time, I think. In Europe, I don't know if it's the same in other parts of the world, but we have a specific time for summer and winter to save a little bit of daylight. Here it's in the silenced mode, which means that you don't have beeps when you click the buttons, and LT means that when I do something like this with my wrist, the watch will light up a little bit for 3 seconds, so that's nice. And that's about it, what we can see on screen. Now we'll go to the get screen. So you press this button here, like this. So you press one time and you have this get screen, which means the last time my watch synchronized was on the 2nd of August at midnight 40. So it got the German tower. I don't remember exactly where it is, but it got it at that date. To get the tower, you need to be not so long away from it. I think it's 2000 kilometer max, something like that. And it's better if you are not inside with thick walls. So it's better if you are on a balcony or if you are outside, and it's even better at night. And so it will automatically synchronize if you use the setting in the settings. It will try to synchronize, I think, during the night, and you can also do it yourself if you keep pushing this button here. So that was for the automatic time keeping. Now if we go on the other functions, so I tap on the mode function and we have this thing, which is the first mode, and it's the alarms. So we have the snooze, here it's set up, it's written on, alarm 7, you can hold it like this, you hold the top left button, it says hold, and then you can set up with these 2 buttons, so 8 and then -7, okay? So I will just let it like that on, and if I do this, it will go off, okay? I push the top left button to go on or off. Then if I want to look at all the different alarms, I push the bottom right button. This is the SIG, I can put it on or not. This is my first alarm, it's my second alarm, my third alarm, my fourth alarm, and my 5th alarm, okay? Then if I push the button bottom left, I have the stopwatch right here with the actual time right here, which is pretty handy because you can have the stopwatch function and still have your time displayed. So if I want to set it, I use this button, then I can just do something like this. And then if I want to put it back to 0, so the second function is when I set it like this, then I want to record a first lap, I push this button, then I can write the time. When the second arrives at the same time, I can push this one and it will record the second, but I still have time to write this down. If I push this one, I have the second time of the second person right here, still here. And then you can launch it back like this. That's it for the stopwatch. Now, next function is the timer. If I have it set to 10 minutes like this, I push it and then it begins. No problem, I can stop it right here and I can set it back to 10 like this. If I want to change the setting, I hold it and then I can change and put 1 hour or something if I want. No problem. But I will keep it to 10 like this and I will set it like this. Perfect. So that was the last function of this 3495 module. I think the last thing we didn't see is the light here and to set it up. So we will first look at how to set it up. You hold this button in the timekeeping and then you can change first of all this. Forgot the first one. Then yeah, it should be the time zone, the first one. Then you have auto, which is I think the day saving time, yeah, it blinks. So if you want day saving or not, then 24-hour format or 12-hour, keep it like this. Then I can change the actual time if I want to change it manually. Then I can change the year, then I can change the month, then I can change the date, then another time 24, yeah, I don't know exactly why. Then I can change the date and the month format, so if I want the months before or after. Then French for the name of the days, so lundi, mardi, mercredi, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on, and I can have different languages. Then mute is for the beep. Every time you click, it will beep if you don't put it on mute. This is the light, 3 seconds if you click on the light, but you can also have 1 second. Then receiving is if you want it to auto try to catch the towers. Power saving, I talked about it already, but it's when it doesn't detect anything. It will go onto power saving mode and back on track. So if I want to get out, the top left, and here we are. I'm back on the standard menu. Yeah, and I think that's about it for the functions of this 3495 module. Let me know in the comments if I forgot something, I'm not an expert. Finally, should you buy this watch? Well, it depends. If you are in charge of a G-SHOCK, maybe your first G-SHOCK, then a square is a good thing to go with. If you are a little bit on a budget, you can go with the 5610s on negative display or normal display. They are pretty good and they are quite the same, just the build is a little different. It's not a screwed back, it's just 4 screws here, but even on MRGs it's screws also, not the same quality, but so it's not really a problem, but I really like the screwed back. Then you have the full metal that you cannot see here, but underneath you have the full stainless steel case, which is more durable than the resin one, and even if you want to customize it and change the bend, then it's better stainless steel. So that's if you're on a budget, go with the 5610, which is pretty awesome also. If you have a little bit more budget and you are looking at this one, then the 7 one, which is the white one with a normal screen, or the 5000U, which is a little bit older than these two models. If you have the money, I think go for the white plus the black one, and then like someone did on Reddit, you can swap. And if you prefer the standard display, you can use the standard display one with the black band from this one, and the negative display with the white one, which is pretty nice looking. Go on Reddit and check it out. It's awesome, someone did it. Otherwise, well, I don't really like the full white. Yeah, I prefer the full black. So the full black is really awesome looking like this. And then if you should go with the 5000U, well, if you want to go with a standard display, you want only to buy one, then yeah, you have no other choice than going directly with the 5000U, which is a pretty good watch and basically the same as this one, just it's not all black like this. The shock resistance in the bottom in red, if you prefer this kind of look. And if you are in for the perfect flavor like the first ever G-SHOCK, then you have to go with the GW-5000, which is kind of the same, but you don't have multi-band 6, you don't have tough solar, so you have standard battery and so on, but you have the look exact replica of the first ever G-SHOCK from 1993, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's about it. They are awesome watches. I really like it. I will do a video maybe in 1, 2, 3 months about my thoughts after this time and to see if I'm still pretty happy with it. For now, I really like what I bought, and it's not my last G-SHOCK. It's an addiction, this little thing, like bags. So yeah, next addiction maybe G-SHOCKs, we'll see. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We did a lot of bags videos, but since it's called Tech and Bags, you will have also a lot of tech videos when I will be feeling like that. And right now I bought this watch, which is a little techy, nerdy, 80s, which I really like, and so this is why there is this video and more G-SHOCK and more watches videos coming, I think. So thank you for watching, and yeah, like, subscribe, bye bye, ciao.